Game Over 86, guys, coming back with a Wednesday video. I hope you guys are excited and ready. I hope you guys appreciated my Monday video on the Nintendo 64 Mini Classic that I thought, what I thought about it. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys appreciate my opinion about it. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different, and I understand that I did talk about the Nintendo 64 Mini Classic on Monday, but if you guys can understand my truth, my honest, and my loyalty, and my unbiased opinion, this is going to be more of a touchier video. This is going to be more of a personal video about why they're never bringing back the Virtual Console to the Switch, and why it's our fault. And don't even blame it on Nintendo this time. And no, you can call me a fanboy now, but this is our fault. And when I say ours, I'm meaning everybody that's always supported Nintendo throughout the years, buying their Mario Brothers time in and time out, buying all the classic editions. Hell, when they released the Nintendo 64 Classic Edition, this is what they're going to do. They're buying their online service. And I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to give you guys my points, my views, my opinions on it, on why I think this is the reason why they're never going to bring back the classic or the Virtual Console, and why we need to quit supporting Nintendo on this part so that they do bring back the Virtual Console. Because if anything the gaming community has shown us, it has shown us that if we speak up, Battlefield 2, Spyro possibly bringing back so all the games are on the disc. That's why they postponed it. Battlefield 5, they postponed it. And I know I said Battlefield 2, but I meant Battlefront 2 on Star Wars. So, like, a lot of that was spoke up. A lot of people spoke up in the gaming community. A lot of big-time people that have power, I'm guessing. And it really changed for them to fix. So, let's go ahead. Guys, if this is your if this is your first time coming to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you would like to. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you dislike the video, hit the thumbs down. And if you'd like to share this video, go ahead. But let's go ahead and get into it. The Virtual Console, guys, we already know what it is. We already know what we want. We're going to keep telling them we want GameCube games. We want GameCube games. We got, GameCube games or Nintendo 64 games. Okay, but they're only going to give you games that didn't sell their other console worth of shit, which is Wii U games. They're going to keep giving you titles like that. I mean, they're giving you Super Mario Brothers Wii U edition pretty much, but they're going to call it something else, I'm sure. They've already given you, a lot of ports from the Wii U. Okay, they've given you some good Switch games, but some of them were ports. Some of them were even new, like Zelda Breath of the Wild's technically not even really a Switch exclusive because it was on the Wii U. So when I look at all this, and it's not just a shot at that, you guys heard me talk that before, but I'm going to keep going even farther. And let me switch the image, guys, real quick. Nintendo Switch Online. If they can get you to pay $20, which they did to me, and I'm just as much as fault as we all are as a consumer. I paid $20 expecting something, even though deep down inside, you know what, I was like, it's $20. It ain't a lot. Hopefully Nintendo will get their shit together. I made a video earlier about it throughout the year, talking about this is their first time with online. They should talk to Xbox, even though they were doing that commercial with them about crossplay. Maybe they should ask Xbox for some help with servers, maybe some some pointers on how to make their internet really good. Because I said this is really their first time bringing online paid service to play video games, and they've never used to do that because most of their games, let's face it, are not even really online playing games. A lot of people are like, oh man, Nintendo Switch, why haven't they ever been online, or why aren't they big online? Because 99% of their games are not meant to be online. I mean, look at Mario Party. It just got released, and really, you can't even play online. Point proven. I know. I go quick, but it's okay because I'm just honest. You can't make a Mario Party game after you brought out your internet and be like, oh, yeah, you can't really play online because all these people. Have you ever heard of just they getting kicked out of the game, or having friends that you know each other and they would be loyal and stay there? And if they don't, it should just literally kick them out or save their spot or boot them. Or you can save the game, pick up with everybody left off. I mean, that's one way to work with it. I mean, there's so many ways you can fix that problem, but they chose not to, and that's fine. They gave you 3 boards. You got to earn the 4th one. Oh, real cool. Thanks, man, for that $60, $30 budget game. But let's go ahead and get on. It's not just attacking some of their games, but it's some of the bullshit tactics that they do. You buy their service so you can get some NES games that you've already gotten 100 times over. Nintendo Wii, okay? Nintendo Wii U. The Nintendo NES Classic, the Super NES Classic, when they decide to release Super NES games, which will probably be a week after your subscription ends. So next year, it'll end, and the next week they'll announce, hey, we're getting Super NES games. So if you want to renew your subscription, do it now. And then you're going to do that and pay a whole nother $20 for some games that are okay that you're going to spend 2 minutes on playing and you're not really going to give a shit. And I have these remotes up here. Yes, you have to have the service to pre-order these remotes that people keep saying $60 for, but after tax and shipping and all that other shit, because that's now how Nintendo rolls, it's actually like $70. So for everybody that keeps saying $60, no, it's 70. So make sure you have $70 if you want to pay for these controllers. And they made this because guess what? I guarantee in the future they're going to have Super Nintendo controllers just like this that you can play their Super Nintendo games on. Because why would they ever want you to hook up controllers to their Switch just to have fun? They would rather gouge you for $70. Because why? Nintendo knows you're going to do it, and Nintendo knows we're all going to keep chipping away. That's why they don't have to give us virtual consoles. They could sell you the controller so where it works better and you feel better. Even though they just sold us 2 controllers right above my head in the Super NES Classic or the Nintendo Classic. And that's what I'm saying. That's the biggest reason. So these games that they release, guys, for $20, because you really don't get shit else. Cloud saves, ooh, who gives a shit? Half the games on there that are worth saving, you can't even save on. But you get Legend of Zelda. I mean, I got that thing on the GameCube with like all 3 of the other Zeldas. I've got that on my NES. I've got that on my Super NES. I've got that on my NES Classic, my Super NES Classic. I got it on my Wii U, right? And I understand. Like I said, we're all part of the problem if we all keep buying these games, right? And Mario Brothers. I mean, how many times did we play that? Ooh, my goodness, Super Mario Brothers 3. Yes, it's a great game. Donkey Kong, Balloon Fight, my bad. You know, all these games that I keep looking at, Ice Hockey and Ice Climbers and Dodgeball and the new Zelda Plus or whatever you want to call it, and soccer and all these garbage-ass games. But what I mean by garbage is that I'm not just saying all of them are games. Zelda's a great game, right? We can all admit that Mario Party 3 is a great game. Mario Brothers is a great game. But a lot of the Black Label games were, like, not that fun. Like, not everybody wants to sit and pay $20 and play these Black Label games. I guarantee not that many people are sitting around playing. Man, I played soccer for 3 hours. No, you didn't. You played it for 2 minutes, relived, and seen how shitty it was, and you're like, thank God I'm not in the 8-bit era anymore. People that lived through the 8-bit era, like, yes, there were some fun games, but they haven't even gave you any good games. I mean, yeah, they're going to release Metroid, but that wasn't even that great of a game. On Super Nintendo, it was way better. So, like, they have so many better games. Like, when you think of Nintendo, and you think of the greatest game of all, you don't think anything NES. A lot of people think Nintendo 64. Okay? A lot of people... Why haven't they released Little Samson on NES? You know, a game that cost $2,000. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Why don't they release some of these games that cost so much money so that people can enjoy them that can't afford them? Or that don't want to emulate them or whatever to their classic console mini. But no, they release these games, guys. They release all this other stuff. They want you to pay for it over and over again. I mean, hell, Mario Brothers is in the eShop right now for like $7.99. So if you don't even own the online service, which would technically even be cheaper if you had enough people to do it. But literally, you could pay $7.99 and I think 3 months. Hell, I don't know. It's been so long. Or you pay $19.99, which is only $12 more, and you can have Mario Brothers the whole time. But here's the difference, guys, that a lot of people don't tell you. They're going to take games away, I'm sure, and add games to it. Literally, it's like hooking up the Nintendo Classic in your house and playing any of these games and charging you now to play the games that they just sold you for $60. And the controllers, here's the downfall, guys. Here's the biggest thing, right? You get the service for $20, and then you pay for the controllers, which are technically $70 after tax and everything. That's $90. The NES Classic Edition is $60. You can buy an extra controller for $10, mod it, and put 850 some games on it. When I say mod it, I just put all the emulators on it and all that stuff. You guys could look that up. I'm not going to give you any of that, but you guys can find all that stuff if you haven't known. And then you can just sit at home and play it. Why would you care to play all these games online? They have no purpose. They have no really meaning behind it. And anybody that says that is getting paid through a company that they work through, or they're wanting to be shameless and kiss Mario's ass, or kiss Nintendo's ass. And I'm not about that. This is very anti-consumer of Nintendo. They've always been like that. Yeah, we want to be different. Yeah, you're real different. I've never seen PlayStation or Xbox charge $20 and even $60 to start their service with nothing else besides some whack-ass games from their old school era. Literally, you would never see that from any of them companies. And Nintendo does it like they don't give a shit. They're like, oh yeah, you want to play these games? We've already played them. And I'm not just sitting here bitching, but this is the reason why the Virtual Console will never come, guys. This is the reason why we will never get the Virtual Console to the Switch, which is one of their best generational consoles, besides the Wii, that have sold. When you compare it to the GameCube or you compare it to the Nintendo 64, I mean, the Switch is going to be the second best-selling, I'm sure, console / handheld in Nintendo's whole lifespan. And I'm not counting handhelds. I'm just naming it as a handheld. So don't mention the Nintendo DS or the 3DS or any of that shit. I understand them things sold like no other. I'm talking console strictly. The Switch to me is more of a console than it is a handheld, even though it is a portable hybrid. So you got the Wii and the Switch. Why wouldn't you bring the GameCube games that cost an arm and a leg? Well, I'll tell you why. The reason why they're not. It's because we've been buying the classics. They're going to bring back the Nintendo 64 classic like I talked about in my Monday video, guys. They're going to bring that, and yeah, like I said in that video, I'm going to pre-order it. I've already made up my mind, but I'm a game collector, and I understand. We're all hurting this community. To me, yes, it kind of sucks that I can't get some GameCube games on my Virtual Console. I'm not as mad as some people, but I'm trying to use this as an example to show everybody. I mean, I already know this, but a lot of people are out there wondering why Virtual Console won't come. Well, it's because why would they sell GameCube games separately, even though it probably would make more money, when they could make a Classic Mini, a console edition, and sell it for $100, paired in with a controller or two or some add-ons later on, like they do with everything. I mean, come on. I said this with the Pokemon Switch edition and the Super Smash Bros. Edition. When you are playing your Switch, either docked or portable, when are you looking at your dock that has the Pokemon thing on it, or the Ultimate Smash Brothers on it? You're not. You're never looking at it, and if you do, you're just being shameless, and don't lie to yourself, and don't lie to me. I'm serious. I would never buy that. Oh, I want this color. Why I want this color? I never look at it when I'm playing. Like, I don't do that. Maybe when I was 8, I thought, oh, cool. You know, when I was 12, when the Nintendo 64 came out, they had different color controllers. Oh, man, that was so cool. I wanted the red, blue, green, and all that stuff, right? When it first came out, I got the one with the purple and the gray. And then they came out with the gold edition for the, Toys R Us exclusive and all that. And they came out with all this other stuff. And it's not a gripe on them. I'm just saying Nintendo's going to keep making money and doing the lowest end possible so that they can get a lot of money. They don't care about really happiness. I've told you that since day one. These game creators or game companies do not care about if you're happy. They know that there's 38-year-olds and 50-year-olds that are Nintendo fanboys from years and years, and even younger. I'm not a fanboy, but I like Nintendo, but there are some diehard just fanboys that'll Google and gag and drool all over Nintendo, whatever they make. Like I said, they could shit on a stick and put Nintendo and Luigi on it and try to sell it for $10, and they're going to sell out. I mean, that's just how people are, and I'm not dogging the people at all. I'm just saying that's the reason why they're never bringing back the Virtual Console. Because they can bring it out in a Classic Edition, or the Nintendo 64 in a Classic Edition, and they can make arm and leg more than having to worry about putting it on their servers, bringing it over and emulating it on their Switch, and having to refigure all that stuff and put the controller buttons into it from the GameCube over so it'll work on your Switch, even though they're giving you an adapter to the GameCube. I mean, they want to keep the GameCube alive so bad, but yet they don't want to bring any of their games ever over. And there's a reason for that. A lot of people say, oh, it's the controller button sequence. Dude, you have the controller. It should be able to bring over and emulate GameCube games. And you just use your GameCube controller. You guys can leave me comments down below if I'm wrong on that. But, it's not that hard. You don't have to redo it in the system. They keep saying all this stuff about, oh, well, it ain't backwards compatible, or they can't emulate this, or this controller don't work with this. And then people are hacking the console and finding out there's a bunch of hidden stuff that Nintendo's hiding from us. Just like any platform or console maker would do. Sony and Xbox. They hide everything. I mean, that's what they do. They hide them in a way behind paywalls. This is the truth. You tell me another company that's going to charge you $20 for games that they've already sold you on 3 other different consoles and 2 different mini classic consoles. You tell me another company that would do that. If they're so excited about getting this up in the air, why don't they have cloud saves on every game? It's because they're not good at doing online. That's the reason. Nintendo is always built on family entertainment fun. They even say that in some of their commercials. People think, oh, they're for 18 and 24-year-olds. No, they're not. They didn't make a bunch of amiibos with the thought of, oh, I bet you there's a bunch of 18 and 24-year-olds that are going to buy these up. Mostly collectors and YouTubers that you see. But besides just the 18 YouTubers that you see that are really popular that have all these, there's about 80,000 kids that are like 12 and under that they target that wants the different color Switch Joy-Cons, and wants every amiibo, and wants every Nintendo plushie, and Pokemon plushie, and Pokemon amiibo, and everything. Blankets, and posters, and all this other stuff. Which is not wrong, but that's who Nintendo targets. Okay, that's what made Sega different from back in the day. So if everybody says, well, more people own the Switch, and you want to try to defend yourself because you're 18 and you own all this stuff that I just said, that's fine. I'm not saying that you're in the wrong. I'm saying Nintendo's targeting a younger audience. They don't want to target 18 to 24-year-olds. They want to target everybody, but they try to target younger kids to bug their parents to buy the console. And if you don't believe me, then why did Sega in the 90s come out with more of their attitude games? Like Mortal Kombat. They were trying to target what? Teenagers? Yeah, they were trying to target teens and mature and all this other stuff, because Nintendo didn't want that. They wanted little kids to play their console because that's what sold. They could bug their parents and their parents would buy it. They'd buy anything Mario, anything Nintendo. That's what they did. So anybody that tries to defend themselves on that, stop. I know my history, okay? I know my history better than a lot of people on YouTube, and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I don't have to bullshit you. I don't have to lie so you go, I really like this guy. I'm going to subscribe to him because he's lied to me, but I don't know he's lied to me. I just expected that he's telling me the truth, but really deep down inside, he knows he's lying to me. So here's the difference. I'm telling you the truth straight up. Nintendo don't care about the virtual console because they know we will buy it every single time. You know what they might do? And this is just a shocker, and this is where I'm going to end it, guys. And I hope you guys stayed with me to the end of the video. And you guys can say I went on, and I sound like a Sony fanboy or whatever you guys always want to say. And not everybody, but there's some people that are loyal. But there's a lot of people that jump in like, you don't know shit. Well, like, yeah, I do. I don't even have to explain myself, okay? When you make Game Boy Advance games, when you make Game Boy Advance games, and you make 3DS games, and it has NES classics on it or Atari classic versions on it for like the 19th time. I mean, look at at games. They make flashbacks over and over and over again. Okay, with filler games and some popular games, but they're going to put the popular ones on the box. So you're like, oh, cool, they have this game. I'm jumping, guys. Let me get back to what I'm meaning. At the end, okay, what if, and only if, guys, Nintendo sold all their stuff, the NES, the Super NES, which they have, the Nintendo 64 Classic Edition, which I talked about in Monday's video, and then they bring back the Game Boy Classic Edition. And after they do that, okay, mark my words, you heard it first here. After they do that, you want to know why I'm right? Because I know how business works. But after they sell the GameCube Classic Edition and all that other stuff, they were even talking about the Game Boy, which I made in a recent video, they bring that all to virtual on the Switch. And you could say, well, I don't know about that game over 86. No, they would. That, to me, is why Nintendo will do it this way. Why bring it all to the virtual console? Why sell each of them games for 20 bucks or 18 bucks or 15 bucks or 10 bucks when they can make their money? Sell the Nintendo 64 Classic. We're all going to pre-order it. We're all going to try that because, oh man, we've been wanting that Nintendo 64 Mini Edition, even though we have, I have one Nintendo 64, the gray edition, but I mean, there's people out there with the gold, Pokemons, all the different colors, the fun colors. They have everything. The gray, the smoke, they have everything. They're going to buy the Mini. Oh yeah, might as well. I own every game, and I'm buying the Classic Edition. Why? So I can play it on my high-def TV. But you modded it. I don't care. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Them people out there that own everything Nintendo 64, they're still going to buy it. Why? Because it's nostalgia to them. They feel good about themselves. They're going to set it off in their corner after playing it for like, 2-3 days, maybe a couple weeks, and then realize, oh my God, what am I doing? And then they're going to be bitching because the Switch ain't releasing any great games, or they're still postponing, or they're still delaying, or they're still taking forever to play these games. The other thing I want to say is they're going to release the GameCube Classic. And after they do all that, then they'll be like, oh, you guys want the Virtual Console? Now we're going to release Mario Sunshine. We're going to release Super Smash Bros. Melee. We're going to release Luigi's Mansion. Oh, wait, they did that on the 3DS, right? From the GameCube? The 3DS, not the Switch, the 3DS, right? They're going to do that on the Switch. If it sells good on 3DS, hey! And if you don't believe me, and like I said, I'm going to end it right here. If you don't believe me, why would they sell it multiple times over right here in the background? They're going to get their money with the classic editions, the 64 and the GameCube, and then they'll bring that over to the Virtual Console. And if you don't believe me, they did that with Mario. They've already done Mario Brothers in there. You can buy it for $7.99 at the eShop. The Sega Ages collection, I paid $20 for that on my PlayStation 4. No lie. They're selling Sonic by itself for $7.99. Give you a heads up. If you don't believe me, guys, once they sell all these classics and they get them all out of the way, and they're like, there, let's bring the Virtual Console now. They already bought these games 2 times over. Now we can sell them separately for $20, and people will still buy them. So that's my video, guys. That's why they're not bringing back the Virtual Console, in my opinion, is because they want to make all these classics first and then bring it. They want to make as much money as possible on all the fanboys out there and all the people that are nostalgic that grew up with it. There's people that grew up with it like myself through every generational console that Nintendo's made. Like I said, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. I hope you guys do appreciate this video. I hope you guys respect my opinion, just like I try to respect your guys' on normal. I try to respect you and get back to you guys. And if I don't, just remember I do read everybody's comment. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Like I said, make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up, share this video. And if you don't like the video, hit the thumbs down. I'm sorry that I didn't, entertain you enough, or I didn't say the right things that made you happy. But like I said, I'm going to give you guys my opinion. It's my channel, my honesty, my truth. And the reason why Virtual Console's not coming back is because they want to make all this stuff ahead of it and then try to sell it to us again on the Switch after they've already sold it to us. Physical mini classic edition. I'm GameOver86, guys. And if you've never been to my channel and you first time, like I said, I love you very much. Hit the subscribe. We'll see you again Friday. Enjoy the rest of your week. I love you. Stay safe. Do a good deed. Take care of one another. I love you. Like always, guys, I'm out. Peace.